This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hey guys, Paul here today with a new video for you about how to get massive legs. I think a big thing that people miss out on is training their adductors. It's like 1/3 of your total leg size, but almost no bodybuilder gives it specific training. We're going to talk about that today. Before we do so, please take the time to subscribe to my channel. It's the best way you can show your support for all the awesome videos I am putting out for free. If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do so is to shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at Paul K. Barnett. My contact information is below in the video description. If you want to leave a comment or question, you can do so in the comment section. All right, so adductors. This one, the first time I ever heard anybody tell me to specifically train adductors was way back in the day with Dante Trudel. He talked about how adductors made up a huge portion of the leg muscle, and if you want your legs to look bigger, you want your quads to look bigger to train your adductors. And I never heard anybody say that before. It was always quads, 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 quads back in the day. Everybody was focused on quads. And nobody did specific work for adductors. So when we look, so here's everybody knows who Tom Platz is, or at least I hope you are, or hope you do. Probably had the best quads out of anybody in bodybuilding history. If you look at Tom, look how much of his leg is actually adductor. I mean, it's almost half of his thigh size is adductor. His adductors were gigantic, and the adductors make up these group of muscles that are there's a bunch of smaller muscles that make up that region on the upper portion of the groin. And most bodybuilders don't train them. Specifically, if you want to train them, what you need to do is, when you're doing leg presses, you need to change your stances up. Narrow stances with the feet pointing straight, straight at a straight angle, are more quad focused. When you're on leg presses, hack squats, etc., if you want to work your adductors, more adductors and glutes, you're talking about high and wide stance with your toes pointed out. It's a different style of, different way of doing it. Same thing with squats. Most people, it seems like high bar squats with a relatively narrow stance are what's popular today. And, granted, high bar squats with a narrow stance seem to really, really, really target the quads. That is 100% true. I find them to be more quad focused. In sumo squats, wide with your toes pointed out, are more focused on the glutes, the hamstrings, and adductors. You can also add in the adductor machine, the good girl, bad girl machine, if you want to train adductors and make those adductors bigger. So the way I break it up, and the way that I train legs, and I think I've had a fair amount of leg growth this off season. Hopefully I can hang on to it through contest prep. But I carved out my training to have a specific. I train legs twice a week. I have one day that is quad focused, and I have another day that is glute and adductor focus. I train hamstrings on both days, but most of the glute / adductor, the wide stance presses and squats tend to also hit the hamstrings and glutes as well. So that's why I toss those in there. And I noticed when I got on stage last year that I had really poor adductor, hamstring, and glute development. And I needed to work on improving that, and I think I did so this offseason. That was a specific thing that I did. And I will tell you from my experience with leg training, the guys that load up the leg press, trying to set the world record for leg press, with fucking 20 plates and their girlfriend sitting on top of the machine, never have big legs. Never have big legs. Not that I've ever seen. All the dudes with the huge legs that I've seen bang out high reps, get very deep on leg press, squats, They're not squatting, they're not deadlifting, they're not doing a whole bunch of weight. You know, I know you'll see videos of Tom Platz moving around some weight, but if you look at what Tom Platz did, he was doing high volume, high reps. He had just gotten so fucking strong that he could do all that shit with heavy weight. I mean, he was doing like 20 reps on squats when you see him, like with 405, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was crazy. So I have a specific day, like I said, that I do the wide stance stuff. I'll do goblet squats. I'll do split squats. I will do high and wide leg press. I will use the hack squat machine with a high and wide stance. I'll use the pendulum squat with a high and wide stance. I don't do things like leg extensions and whatnot. Those are more quad. I'll do stiff-legged deadlifts. So things like that on my glute adductor day seem to really, really target those areas and bring it up. And a lot of times I'll start off with the adductor machine, just to engage those muscles. Kind of, I hate the whole pre-exhaust thing. I don't know that it really does shit, but it helps you to feel the muscle and get that muscle engaged. All right. So I think that is the value of doing an isolation exercise before you do your compound exercise, which is what I'll do. I'll use the adductor machine, the good girl, bad girl machine, beforehand, and I will run high reps, 20, 30 reps on that thing, and really just not using much weight, just focus on squeezing my adductors and feeling my adductors, getting them nice and loose, getting a good stretch in them. And then when I'm ready, I'll move on to my heavier leg press type movements. I don't do a ton of squats anymore, but certainly you could do goblet squats or sumo squats. That is, if you want to do that, you can do them free weights or on the Smith machine. Either one works. So if you want huge legs, if you want to be like Tom Platz, look at this. 1/3 of his leg, maybe even half, close to half, is adductor. Think about that. You want to add another 30% to your leg mass. Focus on your adductors. All right, guys. Hopefully this is helpful. I want to do more of these training videos, but some of these I'll get more specifically in the gym here soon. I have some equipment that I've purchased so I can record gym training videos. But work on your adductors. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Take care.